welcome to another episode of Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. This is episode number 4, and I'd like to welcome all you viewers, new viewers, and those who have subscribed to our channel. I want to give you thanks for liking and subscribing. Please remember to hit the bell icon so you can be reminded of any upcoming videos, episodes I am going to be filming in the next few weeks. It's a beautiful day today from Miami, Florida. It's in the 70s, I believe, mid 70s. I've been up since really early this morning, guys. I don't know if you know, but I am the head coach and owner of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy. It's a boxing academy that has been providing services, teaching all those that want to learn a little bit about the sweet science, all the fundamentals of boxing in the Miami area for about now 10 years. All right. So we're happy to tell everybody that we have just been notified last week that we are the recipients of our 8th consecutive Miami Best Boxing Instruction Award. We won an award again this year, so I am very honored and happy that we are doing something good for the community. We're helping those who wish to learn the sweet science, and at the same time, it's rewarding for us because this is something that we're passionate about. All right, so helping kids, helping grown-ups, teaching people the sweet science is one of my passions. That's the reason why I get up so early. Sometimes, like this morning, 3:30 in the morning, I had my first private. All right, so I train people starting really early in the morning, all the way to the afternoon, during the whole week. All right, so it's been a hectic day so far. I still have a lot more to do. We have classes in the evening, 7:30 in the evening, group classes, and feel free to come and visit our facility personally when you're in Miami. Just give us a call. Our website, I'm going to be posting it there on this video, is WPBA305.com. Where's Five Boxing Academy? All right. Okay, now to the subject at hand. All right. I'll tell you a little story. This past few weeks, I have actually one of my boxers, one of my fighters who asked me this question. He said, "Coach, I want you to teach me Puerto Rican style boxing." Puerto Rican style boxing. That's what he said. And as you know, there's specific boxing styles that are attributed to different countries, like Cuban style boxing. And that has a style on its own. It's actually a style that has been taught in Cuba for decades, and they've been very successful using this style in the Olympics and World Championships. And it's a style in which is taught exactly the same fundamentals and principles, footwork, defense, everything is the same wherever you go in Cuba or wherever you go to one of these facilities that is approved by the government, by the communist government of Cuba. All right, so that is Cuban style boxing. Now, Puerto Rican style boxing, and I actually saw a video the other day about Puerto Rican boxer. Actually, he was born in the States, but he was raised. He was born in the States and raised in the States. I think his family's from Puerto Rico, and he was asked, "What is Puerto Rican boxing? What is Puerto Rican style boxing?" He didn't know. He didn't know how to answer the question, and he had to ask somebody else. So he didn't know himself what that was. And I'm going to explain to you what that really is, and tell you a little story on how I came to decide this as a subject for today's episode. All right, so one of my fighters asked me the other day. He said, "Coach, I want you to teach me Puerto Rican style boxing. That's what you learned. That's what you learned in Puerto Rico." And I thought about it. I said, "Yeah, let's talk about it on our next meeting. We'll talk about it. And we'll discuss it. We'll be going over the fundamentals and a lot of strength and conditioning with him. He might be competing soon." So I thought about that question. And I know a lot of people out there might be intrigued on what Puerto Rican style boxing is. All right, and I'll tell you something. Ever since I was a kid, I I've been training and learning uh, to box in different areas of Puerto Rico. Okay, I trained in Humacao, where I'm from, under police sergeant. His name was Ismael, and a lot of people there knew him. May he rest in peace. He's already passed on. He was one hell of a boxing coach. And I trained with him, and I trained at Wilfredo Gomez Malta Corona gym under the coaching of Cano Rodriguez, and Cano Rodriguez was my coach, and we actually went to a tournament. Uh, it was a 2 day tournament in Puerto Rico in which I fought multiple times. All right, and that was in Malta Corona gym. I also trained at Alexis Arguello Boxing Academy with Don Can, who was trainer and good friend of the late Alexis Arguello. I got to meet Alexis Arguello there, Macho Camacho, some of these guys. I met with Wilfredo Gomez at Malta Corona gym. So I met a lot of these legendary fighters, and they all have something in common. Okay, Wilfredo Gomez, Tito Trinidad, Carlos Ortiz, Miguel Cotto, they all are boxer punches, and and that is because not because the same principles I think are taught in every different school or every different gym, but we have more or less the same concept of what Puerto Rican style boxing is. All right, we all think, um, we all, and I say we because I was raised in being trained in Puerto Rico, and I learned a lot of the things that I learned from different coaches. I applied it, and that's what I teach to my students nowadays. All right, there's a few exceptions when you talk about boxer punchers, Puerto Rican boxer punchers. Uh, as you know, a boxer puncher. All right, let's explain that first. Boxer puncher is a pressure fighter who has exceptional fundamentals, great skills, speed, great defense, and can knock you out. And they have a high percentage of knockouts, like Gomez, Trinidad, Cotto, Carlos Ortiz. These guys were all not only were they legends or they're legends in Puerto Rican boxing, but they were boxer punchers. They had great fundamentals. Were pressure fighters. They didn't take too many punches, but sometimes they went in, and duked it out and fought in a phone booth and got knocked down and they got up. But that's what a boxer puncher is. All right. There's few exceptions. There's a few exceptions to Puerto Rican boxer punchers, and you might know Macho Camacho was a very crafty boxer, superior hand speed, uh, incredible boxing IQ, and so was Benitez, El Radar Benitez, who is very sick right now, and we constantly pray for him, his recovery. He's a youngest champion in any weight class. At 17, he became a world champion, beat Pambele, Pambele. Uh, but going back, Benitez and Camacho are the exceptions to the rule. They were more crafty fighters. They were fast, flashy. Benitez was most known for his defense, his incredible defense. I mean, He fought Sugar Ray. I consider him to be one of the top fighters that Puerto Rico has ever produced, and they say now the Four Kings, but I think he's part of that group. So he could be included in the Kings, and he could be the fifth king. All right, Wilfredo Benitez. Okay, we have a new era now. Great Puerto Rican fighters. We have young Sandor Sayas, who I know here since he was a little kid here in Miami, Florida. I've been watching his fights here as an amateur fighter. He's a great boxer puncher. He's got great knockout power. Great kid. Great future for that kid. We have Berlanga and my favorite fighter nowadays, Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias, we had an episode dedicated to him and his fight against Petros Anayan. Um, I also like the famous 7th division world champion Amanda Serrano. She's also very powerful. She's also a boxer puncher. So Sanders Ayas, Berlanga, Subriel Matias, Amanda Serrano, Wilfredo Gomez, Carlos, all of those boxers, legendary fighters, have past and present, future legends. Let's not call them legendary yet. Some of these new fighters, although I think Amanda Serrano is already in that category, especially when she beats the hell, and that's another episode I'm gonna be discussing soon. And I know my Irish friends there like me very much in that Facebook group that I used to belong to. We had a little discussion about Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. But they have everything in common. What they have in common is they're all boxer punchers, and they're very athletic, very strong. They can take a punch. They're pressure fighters. They have great hand speed, incredible knockout power. They go to the body. I mean, they're complete fighters. Puerto Rican boxers are complete fighters. All right. However, after thinking about all of this and trying to explain it to my fighters, and specifically this guy who wanted me to train him in this type of style, there's one thing that a lot of people don't know. There's one thing that actually the common denominator to Puerto Rican style boxing. And you know what that is? Okay. That is called Cria Boricua. Cria Boricua. Cria Boricua. I don't know if you ever heard of it. If you've never heard of it, ask a Puerto Rican from Puerto Rico, not from the States, because that's something else. I'm not going to get into that right now. Try to explain that. But if you ask any Puerto Rican what Cria Boricua is, they'll tell you what it means to them, and that's called gamemanship, and that's called cojones, the heart. The heart. Puerto Ricans don't quit. Puerto Rican fighters are known for their courage. They're willing to lay it all on the line. All right. You know, you see a Puerto Rican fighter, you see a Mexican fighter, you know you have a war. Because Mexicans don't quit. Mexican fighters don't quit. Not too many. There's a few there that, kind of shaky. Just like in Puerto Rico. There's always the exceptions. But majority of Puerto Rican and Mexican fighters are very, very aggressive, and they have a heart of warriors, man. They have that inner strength, that indomitable spirit keeps them going forward. So you're finding a Puerto Rican guy like Cotto who is actually throwing punches the whole time, and he's pressuring you the 3 minutes of each round. It's not, he doesn't take it easy one round, 1 minute, he's constantly pressuring you. You fight somebody like like Marquez or Julio Cesar Chavez, some of those guys, they had that same thing. The difference between Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, I think Puerto Rican boxers are more, let's say it, more diverse. They have other skills. They're great technicians. They're great punchers. They can move around. I mean, they have all these other skills ingrained in their training. And not because every school has gotten together and said, okay, this is the standard, like in communist Cuba. No, all right, that's The government decided this is what we're gonna do, and that's a cookie cutter. That's how we're gonna teach our boxers. And Puerto Rican boxers are don't have that. They don't have that cookie cutter type of training. Uh, so um, that is one of the things. That's one of the things that basically uh, separates Puerto Rican boxers from everybody else. Okay, so I had to turn off the alarm. The alarm was going crazy there, so I have to edit this. Anyway, so like I was saying, Puerto Rican boxers have those skills that actually make them very dangerous, and boxers that are very feared are feared by their opponents. Okay, so again, heart is the common denominator. That indomitable spirit, that pressure, that Cria Boricua, that way they and that's ingrained in them. All right, if you're a Puerto Rican fighter and you become a known fighter in the island, you're expected to give it all, put it on all on the line, no matter what. Never quit. I remember Alfredo Salcero Escalera when he fought Alexis Arguello. His lip was hanging all the way. He kept on fighting. And so many fighters like that from Puerto Rico. They're courageous. So if you ask me, what is the requisite for you to become to master Puerto Rican boxing, Puerto Rican style boxing? You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say this: heart. You gotta be born with it, guys. You can't learn heart. I mean, you can learn everything else, but if you don't have the heart to pressure an opponent, in a smart way, all right, to be constantly, downloading the information and making adjustments and pressuring, keeping that pressure in there and getting hurt and continue that, then we cannot consider you to have the Puerto Rican style. You might have, you might be successful in a way, developing your own style. But as far as being knowledgeable and being a person that actually exemplifies what Puerto Rican fighter is, Puerto Rican fighter has to have heart, will not back away, will give it all inside the ring. You know, a Puerto Rican boxer will never relinquish. Puerto Rican boxer will never give up. All right? If they do, and it's happened, I'm not saying it's never happened. If they do, they'll be shunned by the whole Puerto Rican community. And I know Mexicans are the same way. That's why a lot of people don't like Canelo, because, there's certain things there. And a lot of Mexicans don't like him because he does not exemplify Mexican style. Okay? Mexican style is a fighter that fights anybody, anywhere, no excuses. All right? Things are different nowadays, and it's more about money, like I said in the past. But as a final note, I told my fighter, listen, Puerto Rican fighter is this. All right? And I gave him all the examples I just gave you. You gotta have heart. You have to have, if you want to be a fighter, you want to be a boxer, you can be a boxer. You can fight. I don't know how successful you're going to be, but you got to have heart. You got to have heart in this sport. And Puerto Ricans have shown that throughout years. So basically, that's my opinion, what what Puerto Rican boxing style is like. If you guys have any comments about anything I've said today, you disagree with what I'm saying, you agree with what I'm saying, you're a Puerto Rican boxer, you can actually put your comments in here on my channel, and I will reply to you. I will reply to you. and actually will reach out to you and answer any questions that you have. Okay, so thank you again for tuning in, for coming again and watching another one of my episodes, Puerto Rican boxing. All right, just keep on watching our future stars, Sandra Saya, Suriel Matias, and some of the other fighters that are up and coming. They're gonna be the future of the island boxing. All right. So if you like and subscribe and you make comments, what I'll do is I'll probably give one of these. All right. It's a boxing glove necklace. I'll give one of these to one of my subscribers. Those that make comments, all right? So I'll raffle a necklace like this with the boxing gloves. I'll send it out to you guys. That's gonna be in my next video. But in this one, just like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can be notified whenever a new video is coming, and make comments. All right? All of those comments that I get from this video, I will raffle this little necklace. I like it very much. You know, it's stainless steel. It's good quality. All right. So you'll be getting this, and I'll notify who the winner is in my next episode. Anyway, guys, from Miami, Florida, this is Coach Mario from Inside the Ropes saying goodbye. See you in the next one, and peace.